Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. So today it's the sunset here, and we're gonna go for a little night ride back home. And on top of that, we're gonna talk a little bit about how to get over a girl when she cheats on you. This may not apply to girls, because especially for girls, it's pretty easy for them to get over a guy, I think, because all they have to do is just go to a bar and get hit on by like 20 guys and take one home, and they can easily get over that guy. Now, when it comes to men though, typically that was the only girl that you've been having sex with or hanging out with for, years. So you're like not in the game. You're not experienced. You're not experienced, but you aren't up on the whole dating scene and all that stuff, because you've basically taken yourself off the market. Maybe forcefully, because your girlfriend or your wife isn't gonna like that. If you're hanging out with other girls. So. And then of course, you find out, she stopped having sex with you, and then, that 100% leads to a divorce or a breakup, because when a girl stops having sex with you, that means she's having sex with someone else. And because of that, they're already loyal to another person. So anytime they are looking to have, or you're trying to have sex with them, now it's almost as if they're cheating on the other guy that they're currently having sex with, and so that grosses them out. So of course they already have that stuff locked down. They already got their plan, their exit plan, everything, and you're the last to know about the fact that they are going to break up with you or divorce you. So one strategy that seems to help me is you got to take all the pictures and anything that reminds you of the girl, and get rid of it, sell it, do what you can to remove it from your site. If it's something expensive that you actually might have to use at some point, like let's say it's like a microwave, or something generally expensive that you don't want to just throw away. I would honestly take that stuff and go put it out in a shed, or go put it out in the garage, or take it somewhere, so that way you don't see it, because it's going to take years to get over her. And at least the next 6 months, anything that you see is gonna make you have a flashback and remind you of whatever stuff that you did with this girl. So you don't want that stuff. You want to kind of remove yourself from all of that. And I actually think that buying new sheets and buying new bedding and buying new pillows and just anything you can get your hands on and remove that was with her, and now you're buying stuff for you, so now it's just yours. So now you don't have any attachment. None of these items have attachment to her, and so that's going to help you out in the long run, because now you can actually go to your home and you don't have to be reminded constantly by anything that you and your ex bought, or that you and your ex flirted with, or whatever, right? And then the other thing too is coupling on that, not hanging out with friends that also hang out with her. Honestly, especially when a girl cheats, there's so much bullshit on the internet that talks about how girls are the ones that get cheated on, and guys cheat, and blah blah blah. It's like, nah, all of that's bullshit. And I generally believe it's all bullshit, because women generally are going to be the ones that cheat on a guy, and they're cheating because they think they can do better, or they know they can do better, and so they're putting themselves out on the market and then they manipulate the situation so that they don't have to worry about, whatever, problems that come with putting themselves on the market. Like, oh, I'm just going to go out to the bar with my friends. And you're like, well, can I come? Well, no, it's just me and the girls tonight. Yeah, that's a pretty good indicator right there. Like, she's looking to cheat. She may not have cheated yet, but she's looking to cheat, right? And then on top of that, the friends that hang out and they know, right, you've told your story to them, like, hey, she cheated on me. And they're like, yeah, but, it's a relationship, and, like, you guys are breaking up, so, like, that's what happens, blah, blah, blah. Like, those are the friends that I would probably say aren't really friends. Because anyone that's going to remain neutral and not have your back, that is a person that is choosing the side of tyranny. I mean, I think the quote goes, the person who chooses neutrality when tyranny comes and doesn't choose to stand up and fight is basically fighting for tyranny, but they're a coward, and what they're going to end up doing is hiding behind, the flag of neutrality until the fight finds them anyways. So because of that, it's like, well, either way, if they're choosing neutrality, they're choosing the opposite side, especially if you are telling them, hey, they cheated on me. And maybe the girl, I don't know, I'd probably say 99% of girls are like, well, no, he cheated first. It's like, no, like 90% of dudes aren't even capable of cheating first. And, like, don't get me wrong, all dudes want to cheat if they could get away with it, but for the most part, dudes don't have those kinds of options, so they're not going to. They're going to be okay with just chilling and sticking with one girl. And those are the guys that the girls are going to try to blame and say that they're the ones that cheated first. And it's like, nah, they didn't cheat first. That it's almost impossible for a dude to cheat first and get away with it, and the girl doesn't find out first. And sometimes even when the guy does cheat, the girl he cheated with is the one who tells the wife or the girlfriend, because she wants to destabilize the relationship in the first place. That's why she's there, right? So it's like, because girls love bullshit. So overall, it's like, well, of course, they're going to blame the guy and say the guy did it first, but no, that's not how it worked. The girl's the one who cheated first, not, like, hands down. And anyone that disagrees with that, I get it. Like, if you disagree with that, there is always an exception to the rule, but that doesn't mean that that's the norm. And I would 100% say the norm is girls cheat, and most of the time they're the ones who don't get caught until way later. Like, a good example is my ex-wife. I'm pretty reasonably sure she had been cheating on me for like a good year before she finally just cut ties and moved out. And it was like, the fact that she packed her shit and left tells me she knows that she fucked up. And then she went and tried to stir a whole negative campaign against me, with the mutual friends that I had. And I've recently talked to some of these mutual friends, and they're like, yeah, at first I believed her, but afterwards, I kind of realized, like, wait, like, this is actually a bunch of bullshit, and she must have been the one that was cheating first. And that's usually dudes. Dudes figure stuff out pretty quick. Girls, they just love to get on the bandwagon of whatever the fuck's popular at the moment, and that's irritating in of itself, but, whatever. And another strategy I'd say is, any place that you've gone with this girl that, cheated on you and broke up with you, broke your heart, any restaurant you went out, to, or like any nice spot that you went to, that, like, for me, right, like any spot I rode to on my motorcycle, right, like, those are good examples of places that, I was like, well, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find another girl and I'm going to make new memories, or I guess not necessarily a girl. You could also find a couple buddies and have them go with you to one of these places and make new memories, so that you can not necessarily erase the old memories, but definitely override the old memories, so that now you're not always only thinking about her when you go to this restaurant, or when you go to this nice spot that you drive to, or that you go fishing at, or whatever, right? And instead, now you have these memories of a girl, or another girl that you went to, or a guy, and you have your buddy or something like that you went with to go fishing at this spot or something like that. So in general, I mean, those are good strategies as well. Another strategy I would say too is clean. Definitely clean your house, your place. I mean, I don't know if you got kicked out, or if she's taken the house because she divorced you, or whatever happened. But definitely clean all the stuff that you have, so that you don't have anything that smells like her. Do your laundry. Do all of the, wash all your pants and stuff that might have stuff. Get just the main recurring theme is you want to get rid of everything that reminds you of her in the interim, because you don't want those memories coming back, because that's what makes it hard and makes you relapse and makes you want to text her again and call her again, or recognize that maybe you did something wrong, which of course you probably did, right? But that doesn't mean that she needed to have left, right? Like a good relationship means both people are trying, and the amount of trying means they're willing to text you first. They're willing to go out of their way to try to repair things when you guys have a fight, or trying to do any kind of thing to get back to where you guys are in a healthy relationship. And going to marriage counseling, that is not wanting to fix the relationship. Honestly, I've been through marriage counseling with 3 different girls, and honestly, it is not a fix to anything. Honestly, I would say when you end up going to marriage counseling, whether it's your idea or her idea, it almost always means the end of your relationship. So, just keep that in mind. If she says that she wants to do marriage counseling, that's probably her last straw of her trying to show everyone, including her family and her friends, that, look, I tried and it didn't work out. And it's like, most marriage counseling is just fucking a bunch of bullshit, because they just sit there, they don't recognize, narcissism, they don't recognize bipolar disorders, and they try to remain biased, which is, I think, the main problem in that, is that they're trying to remain biased. So they're not willing to hold any of the 2 people accountable for anything. And of course, the girl is always going to be the person that the counselor sides with. And because that they're siding with the girl, because all people tend to want to side with the women first, right? Because women and children first get on the lifeboats. Men are the ones that stay on the ship and sink, right? Because they can swim, and they're more built for swimming and surviving, right? So same thing holds with marriage counseling. Is the marriage counselor, even though they are 100% like, no, I'm super unbiased, blah blah, and maybe it's a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. They're going to be biased against her, and she's the one who cheated on you. So why are you there? Other than her trying to explain something to you, which she could easily do without the counselor and without paying a whole bunch of money. And that also rolls into another thing that I forgot too, which is, if she at any point is like, oh, don't touch me, I don't feel comfortable around you anymore, right? Dang, that's a pretty good indicator right there. Yep, okay, shit is over and it's time to move on, because there is no going back. because if she's afraid, quote unquote afraid to be near you, and like just last week you were railing her on the bed, like, yeah, no, this means the relationship is over, and she's definitely cheating on you, and she's definitely with another guy. So, just take all those things in consideration. I mean, and of course, just remember, these are all my opinions and my thoughts, and that's just how I see things. Maybe I'm jaded. I think I probably am pretty jaded, but I mean, those are the experiences I've had.